I'm here to particularly explore, to learn more about different investment opportunities in agriculture.
Agriculture has the potential as a sector to increase job opportunities and increase family income for rural farmers and people around the country.
I hope with this forum we're able to have opportunities for agribusiness development for smallholder women farmers.
What our expectations here are that diversity, partnership and inclusion will become core themes of how Nigeria deals with agriculture moving forward.
The theme for this year's forum is Unlocking Investment Opportunities in Agriculture in the Niger Delta for Regional Competitiveness. The focus is deliberate because it aligns with the Nigerian government's agricultural transformation agenda and the Vision 2020. The timing of this forum is also appropriate because it coincides with the declaration of 2014 as the Year of Agriculture and Food Security by the African Union Assembly of Heads of States and Government. Agriculture as a business in the Niger Delta is diversified and investment opportunities abound. Taking full advantage of these investment opportunities will require investment-driven strategic partnerships with the private sector as well as investment drivers to unlock potentials of our states in agriculture. I welcome you once again, and gentlemen and ladies, let's get to work.
For the overall development of the region, there has to be a regional coherent policy for the sector. That is why we're showing this slide now. This regional policy coherence is important in achieving sustainable development of the sector. Therefore, the governments of the 9 states of the Niger Delta region need to design more effective policies that will avoid the impacts that adversely affect the development prospect of the other states in the region.
The key objective of the NIger Delta Development Forum in Calabar were to identify specific opportunities in selected value chains such as oil palm, cassava, poultry, rice, cocoa, and aquaculture, which agricultural entrepreneurs can take advantage of. Secondly, we also wanted to identify specific areas of niches which women and youth might be interested in, and they can also leverage on that as entry point into agriculture, and also to identify specific action points that can help to unlock investment opportunities within agriculture in the Niger Delta region.
We all agree that it's clear that women make a tremendous contribution to business in Nigeria, and particularly in the Niger Delta. Yet, they are typically underrepresented or recognized in the agri sector. They contribute so much to farm work, as high as 60 to 90% in Nigeria.
We are looking at opportunities to support those who are extremely poor, to move them from extreme poverty levels to an income generating point.
We had moderators and panelists from across the 6 selected value chains and each of the topics that was discussed, who were very grounded and had practical experience from a development perspective on the topics.
But in the middle of all this, on the demand side and on the supply side, is finance. What kind of appropriate financing product is suitable for agricultural inputs, improved processing, and marketing?
Recently, people think about agriculture, they think about farming, and they think about processing. But we have an area that has been severely neglected, and that is the area of services. There are so many services that need to be rendered in agriculture, not just in the cassava value chain, and nobody is thinking about that.
The quality of participation that we had was also very good. We had high-level representation from governments, especially in the agricultural sector, in Cross River, Bayelsa, Abia State, as well as neighboring states as well. And in addition to that, we equally had farmers, grassroots farmers, who came from far and near across the region, especially women and youth who were actively involved in agriculture, all participated in the forum all through the period, and their insights as grassroots farmers added a very interesting perspective and help improve the whole participation and discourse that took place during the forum.
Agriculture is capital intensive. Agric is capital intensive. From acquiring the land, from opening up the forest, from establishing these seedlings, NIFOR can testify that seedlings are not for free. We have graduates that don't have the money to even buy seedlings, not to talk of acquiring land, not to talk of opening up the forest. How can the youth start engaging in agriculture without support, without encouragement?
Every state has a plan to make land available to our farmers.
We think as farmers that the government actually need to come in to clamp down on excess interest rates on facilities or loan.
Those are the type of barriers we are talking about. And these barriers exist everywhere. Training programs, the real farmers are not there.
The establishment of a 220 billion SME development funds, which was launched recently by Central Bank.
My concern is how will we, in a very cost-effective approach, utilize the funds?
At the forum, we also had an international expert in investments, particularly in Africa, and he was able to share international practices, international best practices on how local farmers can connect into the international market. And that triggered a lot of very interesting discussions, particularly for farmers who were looking for new markets.
What produce can a small farmer or group of farmers that are organized, take for instance cocoa, how many tons can we have that an international investor like you will strike your interest?
This is where I was saying earlier, the one small farmer trying to attract an international investor, you're wasting your time. But 2, 3, 4, 5 farmers grouped around association coming in with enough sufficient production is going to become interesting. So the key becomes volume, one, and on cocoa, very critical is going to be quality, and remember I said competitivity. So the key is not to keep 60% of the people farming. The key is to have fewer good farmers producing efficiently. And what happens with the rest? They become everything else along that value chain until that food gets to the fork.
Of each of the value chains will be discussed at the plenary sections.
We have the government that ensures that the enabling policies are being put in place.
Any borrower is expected to charge not more than 3%.
When you get your calendar, please check. You will see the message that is there for you.
What I learned in this forum, and in fact, the forum has widened my scope of investing in aquaculture because that is what I do.
Majorly, I learned that there are so many opportunities that are there, and due to lack of awareness, I've not been able to grab these opportunities.
I must say that I have learned so many other things, and there are opportunities I could tap, and then the encouragement about collaboration.
This year's forum has given me the platform to hear from those who are in forefront of development in the area of agri sector.